welcome to my channel. If this is your first time coming, my name is Carrie and I am a mother to 4 kids, currently homeschooling my 2 youngest who are 5 and 3. My 2 oldest are currently attending in-person school, but I have homeschooled them in the past. I think we're on year 5. Don't quote me on that. I can't remember how many years we've homeschooled. We've homeschooled quite a few years. But this video is all about the preschool kids, by 5 and 3-year-old, and all the changes that we've made this year. They're good changes though, they're fun ones. All right, so let's talk about some of the changes that we've made for our preschool curriculum. So we are still using the Gentle and Classical Preschool, and I have a whole video of all the things that we picked out at the beginning of the year. I'll link that video down below in case you want to see a more in-depth look. So we're still using this and we are still loving it. It is a program that focuses on one letter for the week along with some other fun things. You have an artist, a composer, you have a nursery rhyme, you have some a scripture, some preschool math stuff. So we are still doing this. We did switch out. So this is where things start to happen. Okay, so we were using this at the beginning of the year. This is the math curriculum that goes along with the Gentle and Classical Preschool. My son flew through this, my 5-year-old, who I'm mostly doing this with. My 3-year-old is doing it too, but it's mostly for my 5-year-old. So he flew through this curriculum, and I didn't know that he was quite as advanced in math as he is. I kind of had some hunches, but as we started doing this, I realized that he's ready for a little bit more. And so we did do some of the activities in here for sure. We actually did like a lot of them. We did a lot of activities in here. But one of the biggest changes that we've made is we just started doing kindergarten math. So we picked up the Good and the Beautiful, level K, and I have never used the Simply Good and the Beautiful math. I did use their other version with my oldest son when he was in kindergarten. And so when I had my second son, we were doing school through a charter school, and so we couldn't use the Good and the Beautiful. So we picked Kindergarten Math with Confidence, and then we did Singapore's Primary 2022, which I actually have a review, like a comparison video if you want to see those. So I've never used this, and I'm really curious to see how we like it and how it compares to the other ones. So this is what we're doing. It comes with a little math box. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I feel like this is pretty well known. We just started this. We're only on lesson, I think we're on lesson 13. Yes, so we're only on lesson 13. So far he likes it, and he's excited to do it. So that's always a good thing. So as far as reading goes, so we're not doing reading yet in our curriculum. We're just learning the letters and the letter sounds. But what has happened is my son, so we use this book in addition. This is not part of the Gentle and Classical Preschool, but we've been using this, and this is teaching the letter sounds. There are words here on this side, and my son started reading them. So he likes to go through this book and learn. He knows most of the sounds of the letters, even though we haven't gotten to all of them yet. Still gets a little bit confused on a few of them, but for the most part, he knows most of his letters and their sounds. But I taught him how to blend, and he just started picking this up and reading the different words in here. And so I was like, okay, we need to add in a little bit more reading stuff. So we haven't started a reading curriculum yet. I'll probably start using the All About Reading level 1 with him soon. But so far I'm just kind of adding in some fun things. So I have these little flashcards that I made forever ago. And so I just put some sight words in here, but most of them are just these little CBC words. And so he just will go through, and he actually really likes doing these. So that's fun for him. We're also, when I bought the Good and the Beautiful math program, I also picked up the booster cards, and we're not doing the Good and Beautiful language arts, but I just thought this was a really helpful little resource. We are currently kind of in this area where they're doing more like basic blending stuff, and also just like letter recognition type things. But I really like that they have these little pyramids here. And so I thought that would be fun practice for him without being intimidating. So we picked up this, and we also have these. I should just pull them out. Give me one sec. These are the Dash into Learning books, or Dash into Reading, Dash into Learning. And I feel like people have heard about these, but we just have set 1. So he read the first book today for the first time. He needed some help, but it was fun for him to be able to like read through the book. and start feeling like accomplished. So we do have this. This is a phonics-based program as well. Again, just getting more exposure to different things so that reading becomes easy to him. Oh, and we also have these. So I have these are from the Good and the Beautiful's preschool program. I don't know if they still have these. They're just little flip charts of the different letters. And so you find the uppercase, the lowercase, and then whatever creature that begins with that letter sound. And so the kids can flip through them and find them. So he likes to flip through these. We have some other resources too, but these, I'm just trying to expose him to the letters and the letter sounds and helping him feel confident in that stuff. I also bought this for him, which is, it's a preschool handwriting curriculum, and my son flew through this. I should have slowed him down. He got through it in 2 days, and it's basically just tracing, and it does get to the point where you can start doing letters as well in the section 2. And I started doing it with him at first, and he ended up picking it up when I wasn't looking and started doing it, and I just kind of let him go for it after that. So it took him like 2 days to finish this. So apparently he likes handwriting, or at least he likes tracing. So I am buying, or I just bought a new handwriting curriculum for him. So I'll share more about that later, but it's coming along. We're gonna see if we can get his handwriting going. Another big change that we did was we started doing Around the World with Picture Books. So I have both part 1 and part 2 of this, and I already own these. We bought these a few years ago, and I plan to use it with my second son, but we were doing it with his school, with a charter school, and they wouldn't let us turn in any work from this. They did the first year, because we did American history actually with him, and then we were gonna do this the next year, but they had changed, and so they said, like, you can't actually turn any work in from a curriculum that's not approved by us anymore. So I've had these. I also have this. This is the On Mission magazine from the Good and the Beautiful, not the Good and the Beautiful, the Gentle and Classical Press. And so this is a magazine, and there is a lot of fun information. But I love this magazine because it has these awesome book recommendations to go along with it. And so I didn't end up buying the book pack with this. So this is, if you don't know, this first one, I think it goes through Asia, Africa, and maybe Australia and Antarctica. And then the other one goes through more of like Europe and I think it's South America. And so we've done China. We just started doing this in December, so we did China, and that's all we've done so far. It has been so fun. But I didn't buy any books with this because I wanted to pick out the books. I wanted to be a little bit more picky and pick out the books that we wanted to read and that I wanted to own and have on my shelf. And anyway, I'll share more about this later. But yeah, it's been really, really fun. Okay, and then we also added in some things. So I have it's not my morning basket, it's like my preschool basket, but I keep this on our kitchen table, and we do this every morning. So we do all our dental and classical stuff. So I have like all of our cards. We go through our letter of the week and our nursery rhyme and scripture and all that stuff. But I added in a few extra things. So like when my son was cruising through the math, I started bringing these out, which is I should probably show you the cover. It's the tiny polka dot game, and it's just these different math cards, and it has the numbers 0 through 10 written on them in different ways. And so it's upside down one. So I just started going through and being like, okay, like, what is this number? And doing like flashcards, so getting him familiar with 10 frames and what a set of die looks like. And anyway, so those have been fun. We added those in. We don't use them every day, just whenever we feel like it. I also added these in. This goes along with the ABC See Here Do book that I showed earlier, and it's the same images and the same letters and everything. They're just on flashcards instead, and so we play a lot of like matching games with this, and these are fun. So sometimes I'll go through these with the kids in the morning. I also have these cards, which I've shared on here a couple times. This is the What Do I Do conversation cards by Ebu. They have a bunch of different sets, but we have the What Do I Do set. And so these are just in different situations and how to act in those situations. A lot of things have to do with manners and being a good team player and personal hygiene and meeting new people and how to behave at a birthday party type stuff. So the kids like this, and so we go through this. Again, not every day, but just for fun. Good little review stuff. And let's see, I think that's pretty much it in here from our morning stuff. One other thing. So we are doing, this is random. It's not really part of our curriculum, but we started listening to Story of the World on audiobook. I found volume 3 at like a used book sale for like 50 cents. And they'll have all the CDs for volume 3. And so we just play them in the car. I think we're on chapter 21 already. And so it's just, I think a lot of it is going over my 5-year-old's head, but my older kids love it. And I think my 5-year-old is absorbing some things, which is good. So that's another thing that we're doing, but not really part of preschool stuff, just for fun, because why not? Just driving around. Anyway, I think that's everything that I have that we've changed and updated. Again, we're loving Gentle and Classical Preschool. Just started adding in some other fun stuff. So I hope that you found this helpful, or maybe got some ideas in what you could use maybe in your own homeschool. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.